welcome back to another episode of the Double J Talk Show. I'm JLau.
And I'm Jazzy J. And we got a special guest today.
It's my boy. Oh, my bad. It's my boy Donovan here.
Donovan Gamboa, nice to meet y'all.
Yep, we brought Donovan on. We're going to have a talk. It's actually a nice day here in Jersey.
60 degrees out here.
So we decided, why not do an episode outside for once?
Yeah, because you're always seeing us indoors. So
Yeah, I
why
mean,
not do outside?
Yeah, why not? So we're outside enjoying it. I got the sun in my eyes.
I have a Coke can, ice cold.
We've all got ice cold Cokes, so might as well enjoy the weather.
Alright, so
So how have you been?
I've been alright. Because, I think college is going back up because spring break's over.
Spring break season is over, yeah, so it's the end of seeing those Snapchats and everyone on the beach and everyone having fun. Did you guys see on Barstool the one guy that got handcuffed in the...
I did.
And running in front
Funny.
That was hilarious. Spring break, I tell you.
You know,
that's what I missed this
on the
year.
way up here, I saw two guys riding horses. I was driving him, and we saw two guys ride up the street with horses. That was funny.
Here's the thing about living in the middle of nowhere. That happens a lot. Everyone rides horses, so you could see people going up and down the streets on horseback, and funny thing is, no one cares. And there's no police, so there you go.
There's no police. Hey, criminals, if you're watching, come to this area. We have no police here.
There's state police. There's no local police, but there's still the state police, and they still patrol.
Yeah.
Just, it's just a different story.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you don't need as much police if you're in like a...
No, we're in a very rural area, so there's not much that really happens. Like, the nearest supermarket's about 10 minutes from here, so...
Oh, yeah, that was a question I always had. If you're living far away, how's the grocery store trip?
It's about 10 minutes. It's not terrible.
It's not terrible?
So, we're, the closest, grocery store and a Walmart and all those places is about 10 minutes.
Okay. Because every time I have to go to, ShopRite, it's just down the road, basically, from my house.
Exactly. So, well, yeah, because you live, 5 seconds from a ShopRite.
Yeah, because I can even walk to, McDonald's
I know,
if I really wanted to.
Where your house is in a very good place where you can just...
place, yeah.
You're in a good place, too, right? Kind of, sort of.
Sort of, not
Because
so bad.
don't you have, the Burger King and that area?
Yeah, they're all down there, but...
Oh, you got the Key City Diner, too?
True, I forgot about that. But, in terms of shopping, I think Jacob's most likely got the album. He's got restaurants, groceries,
I'm like in the middle of, the town, basically.
Yeah, JLau's got all that fun. He's got all that fun stuff. But yeah. But anyway, Donovan, how have you been?
Pretty good. I don't get spring breaks. All I get are random Tuesdays of a month.
Oh, so you're with me, except on Wednesdays.
Yep.
Because they said if they gave Tuesday, people would skip on Monday and just take the Tuesday too.
And I think mine's coming up this Wednesday. I think I'm getting another day off for random reasons.
I have the Wednesday after Easter break. So we had Easter, and then I have the following week, and I have that Wednesday off.
I think it's for us too. It's that a lot of our professors tend to modify all their tests around that day, so it's not even a day to relax. It's a day to just
it's a day to study. It's basically a day to study.
So basically no spring break at all.
Yep.
No, it's torture. It's 14.
Yeah,
weeks.
I got a week off. I enjoyed that as best I could. I spent the entire week sleeping, catching up all the work I missed.
It's 14 weeks of pure gold fun class.
Yeah. You bet I just
Must be nice.
it was nice.
You know my schedule by now.
Yeah.
It must be nice to have.
It was very nice. I enjoyed it.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Don, what major are you in?
Major?
Yeah.
I am currently in software engineering, currently at RIT.
Let's go.
Yep.
Computers.
Yeah, I have to learn a couple of different languages. So right now I know Java, Python, and I'm currently learning C right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're kind of in the same boat I am, except I'm on Python and Java right now. Next semester we do C.
Yeah, I don't know what else we're doing, but what's it called? Next year they're giving us classes on how to start doing co-ops. So by next summer, I guess not forced, but you're kind of easily guided into a co-op on your very first summer.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's good.
Yeah. So, what's the difference between software development and
Computer science.
computer science? In a way.
So I remember asking this because I was between computer science and I forget what was it, but I think they said in software engineering you get to work more closely in groups for physical coding projects, so that you'll have to develop
cooperative
actual
projects.
apps. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with computer science, it's much more hands-on with other things.
Yeah,
as well as
computer science, you're kind of going into a bunch of realms. You're usually starting with the programming, getting a computer built and setting up things. But then you're also going to go into the hardware aspects of things, of computer architecture and kind of designing computers and things like that.
Okay, so like IT?
Basically.
Okay.
And also, yeah, and same thing with IT. Like, I'll be getting my IT certifications for different things. So, yeah.
Okay.
You take that in that direction, but it's mainly more hardware hands-on based with computer science.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I would have been much more made for computer science because in high school, I had a lot of classes with our computer science teacher, Wojcik. I had
I did not survive her class. Like, he had to bail me out the entire time.
Very fun. If you get to know her eventually, she's a really nice teacher.
No, she's really nice. I liked her as a teacher.
If you're me, you can get kicked out of the class and given a Chromebook constantly. That's very fun. No, but I've done Java with her, which is what kind of got me into computers. Then I got my IT certifications in Cisco's Introduction to Networking courses, which is pretty interesting and fun. A bit hard at times, but yeah. Software engineering is kind of new. I mean, learning C is kind of different because Java, Python are both very closely alike, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel about that, but...
Yes, they are very similar. I learned Java first, and then I went to Python, and I'm like, Python is so much easier than Java, but it helped that I learned Java
Yeah,
first.
I was going to say, when I entered my first our first class was Python. I mean, that would count for computer science. But in RIT, it was Python, Java, then C. Entering Python, I heard a lot of people were very surprised by how easy it was. And then entering Java, since I already had an experience, I kept hearing people saying, it's the most difficult language and stuff. There's so many things to do. And I was just like, is it though? I was like, I've done this class before in high school, and I never really found a difficulty. And then now people are constantly like saying, like, do you have the answers for this? Can I have them? I'm like, why do you think I have them? And he goes, you took it in high school, didn't you, for like 3 years? And I'm like, yeah, I did, but like, I'm not an expert fully, but...
I might give you the wrong answers.
Yeah. My brother, he took a Python class this year, and now I've had Python. Here's my computer science background a little bit with class-wise. So I started my junior year, I started with Java. Then my senior year, I took AP Comp Sci and Python towards the second half of the year, even though the second half of the year was kind of, crazy with COVID.
Yeah.
So, but I still ended up doing the Python because the course is actually built to be like in a COVID world. So it was built so that you could take it online, and everything was online. So it worked out like that. So I kind of, I completed the course and I got an idea of Python. And then coming into my first year of college with my first semester, we start with Python, and I already had a background in Python, so I'm like, all right, this stuff is easy. Now, some of these kids, they've only had Java. Like, they've only had, like, Java, or they haven't even had experience with coding in the past. So learning Python was a little bit new to them. So, like I said, I did get my fair share of people asking me for help and things like that, so I was able to help out quite a bit. And then this semester is data structures, so we're in Java right now. And then next semester will be computer organization C. So, and that'll be more or less of the first part will be learning the C language, and then the second part will be the actual, computer architecture and things like that. So that's the way they kind of do it at my college, where they'll actually teach you the language first. So the first part of the semester, you'll end up actually learning the language and mastering the language, and the second part, you'll use that language towards either the data structures field, or in the next semester, it'll be computer algorithms and computer architecture.
Yeah. No, one of our courses was called, not courses, units for Java was called data structures, where you learned nodes, queues, and other stuff like that. I had the most difficult time because when the professor's talking, like, here are nodes, queues, list, linked list, and I'm like listening to them, I'm like, they sound exactly the same, and he goes, that's what you think, and I'm like, well, what is it? He goes, it's organized. I'm like, that's it. He goes, yep, this and this, one's not organized and one is organized, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm like, what about the other two? They're exactly the same, and I'm like, then why do we have two? Why do we have three of the same thing then, and one thing that's just very different? I'm like, I did not do well that unit, but now I'm better.
Yeah.
Data structures, it's fun. I gotta say, we're in stat queues right now in array lists, so it's very exciting, and I can't wait because I gotta say, I like my professor and stuff. He over-explains things.
Ours just has too much of a dull voice. During those Zooms, I just want to pass out. He's just...
No, our guy, he showed us his microphones. Like, he has, like, a streaming microphone, so, like, imagine, like, a gaming setup.
Yeah,
he has, like, the whole streaming microphone set up, and we're like, wow. He's all set with it, so.
My thing with my professor is that, so he has those keyboards that, like, click really loud. Like, my keyboards like that, too. Whenever he's trying to, like, show, like, his coding, all I hear is just I was like, oh, my God. It's so... Because, he'll go through the entire program and explain how to code, and we're like, okay, we get it. He'll stop like at certain functions and say like, here's how to do this. Anybody have any questions? But if nobody asks any questions, you're just hearing constant.
Yep.
Like, God damn.
That's kind of like my professor. We're doing accounting software, and we have to do QuickBooks. It's like the basic like accounting thing, and you can be like a certified bookkeeper with QuickBooks. And then you'll constantly hear the beeping because every time you enter a transaction, beep. And so beep, beep, beep.
Over and over.
Yeah.
You gotta turn it into a rhythm.
Exactly.
It'll turn into a rhythm.
Let's make a trap song with clacking and beeps.
Clacking and beeps.
The many sounds of Zoom meetings.
Yeah, the clacking will be like the hi-hat, and then the beeps will be like the snare.
And then you gotta add the Zoom meeting, like enter and exit sounds.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this happen. I think we gotta.
I need to learn how to produce music, like actually like mix all the equalizer and the different like high and low end sounds.
Yeah.
That's tough. I tried doing that. It's really tough. You have to like really like listen to like the low end and the high end. Make sure the mids are equally like mixed well.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta make sure everything kind of sounds good. Well, right now I'm doing a theater production, so I've got one of those going on. But my high school's sister school paid me to record their theater production, so a lot of it right now is, getting the sound right. Luckily, they do a lot of the equalizing and making everything better because they do it for the production, for their main thing. And then I have to make some adjustments too, like with the sound, just to make sure that, the levels are staying within a certain zone, because then when we go back in post-production, you gotta edit it out so it's in the same zone, and you don't want it to sound like all muffled like this, or you don't want to have it too soft, so you gotta kind of make sure those levels get good. And then you also gotta kind of mix in the video part of it. So when you add video, it all suddenly makes things crazy. So what we're actually doing is we're filming it from multiple angles. So we're gonna have, I think, 3 or 4 different angles, maybe. Yeah, 3, 4, or 5 different angles, I'll say. And then basically we're going to take those angles and we're going to be able to, manipulate them in post-production and kind of make it's a pre-recorded show this time around, just because we were thinking about doing an actual live thing, but with the school was like, there's too many risks to that.
Yeah, COVID.
Well, that, and there's also like something goes wrong, and when push comes to shove, you want to do it pre-recorded, because then you're putting your best performance out to the public. When you do it live, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
that's what they did for Phillipsburg High School. I was hearing it from one of my friends. They sold Zoom links as tickets. So you have to click the link and then you'll enter the show. My thing about live shows was, if you have a good camera, I expect it's gonna go well. If you're using standard either laptop cameras or not using a very high tier camera.
Yeah.
I can just imagine people trying to watch this, and you just see squares just moving around. And they're just singing, and you're like, "This is great! I love seeing this at 144."
Yeah.
It's like a video on YouTube from 2005.
Exactly.
Just watch. Yeah, no. Now, if you're gonna do a pre-product, or if you're gonna do a Zoom show or anything like that, or we use a system called BookTix, which basically is a glorified Zoom, except it's basically YouTube on steroids for theater, if you want to call it that, because basically people can go in, pay for a ticket, and then you'll get a link to watch the show, and basically it's YouTube in general. But what happens is people, you got to have a good production. Certain people have had it where I've seen some of these streams, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what in the world? They have it through a Zoom call, through an iPad, through a Zoom call, and they're moving things around. The audio is on my phone. I'm like, so people are paying $15 for this? And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
It's a ripoff. So
you can at least go for quality sound.
Yeah, you got to get quality
Yeah.
in there. So
You know, for $15, I expect at least decent sound quality. It doesn't have to be the best, but just good enough so I can
I was
actually...
gonna say decent quality, but then you need your camera quality to be
Yeah.
top tier, just so at least people can see, like, hopefully their own children or something like that.
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of it goes into the parents because a lot of these parents and grandparents are watching their children. If you don't put on a good production, you're gonna hear it.
Yeah.
And it's, believe me, I work in the public school system. I know if your quality is not good, you're gonna hear it.
Yeah.
You will hear it. Parents are very vocal when it comes to that.
Yeah, especially me, like, coming from a musician's perspective. Like, I know when something doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Misplaced note, boom. I know when
You
it's not.
notice it,
Yeah.
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 It's easy to notice things when the longer you do things, like it's easier to notice. Like I've been in live streaming now for about 5 or 6 years. Actually, even longer than that.
Yeah, you've been
7 years.
You've been streaming like your high school sports. Right?
I've been pretty much doing live streaming and filming for sports for the last 7 years of my life. So I've gotten a second eye where I notice things that, oh, the quality is down, or the audio quality, or they're missing plays, or they're things like that. So I can pick those things up really quick and be like, all right, so here's how you could fix it.
Yeah.
But like a lot of these schools are just starting live streaming for the first time because of COVID.
Yeah.
So.
And they may not be the best at live streaming because it's.
or even know what they're doing. Yeah.
It's a new thing.
Yeah, we're coming from our high schools. Our high schools have had, like, I know you guys have people that know how to do it.
Yeah.
And have been doing it for the last 5 or 6 years. 3 or 4 years, I think you guys. If I think about it, we're same thing with us. We're in the same boat where we have people that have been doing it before COVID, so we've got an idea. But a lot of these schools have to come up with these ideas because way back when they weren't allowing parents or anything into these. Like, I'm gonna use basketball for an example. They weren't allowing parents into basketball games. Believe me, some of these streams that I've looked at, I'm still they still stream things, and I'm still shaking my head like, how do you what? Where they're doing a Zoom call basically and streaming a Zoom call, so you see the big Zoom logo or something like that on it, and I'm like, or my favorite is the automated solutions that they do. There are automated live streaming solutions out there. However, I'm not really a big fan of using automated technology 100%, but people do it, and then they go through an external company, and then the company ends up taking like $12 of people's money for them to watch a stream, which the school will see zero of.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely, that's just highway robbery.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Rip did the 2020 class for the theater stuff.
Yeah.
Because at our school, they basically just canceled the show. We were doing what show were we doing? For what was it? Wizards of Waverly Place?
Oh,
No, wait.
Wizard.
I'm thinking of something else. I'm
You're
Wizards
rebooting
of
a Disney
Oz.
show?
Wizards of Oz.
I don't know. I'm thinking of something.
Wizards of Oz.
Selena Gomez just plays herself.
I'm thinking Disney for some reason.
No, it was Wizards of Oz.
I was watching Disney before I came here, so I'm like, my mind's on Disney right now.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, 2020 class, they get it rough. And
Yeah.
like I said, this spring is like the first spring that it's weird to me that a year ago today we were in the beginning of this pandemic.
Yeah.
Woo. That's a year.
I mean, I've enjoyed the 5-month
Listen,
from school.
I will say I did
Oh, yeah.
enjoy I did
This was
enjoy
nice.
parts of it. Yes, I will be honest. I did enjoy not having to do much.
The only thing that sucked was not saying bye to the friends. Like,
Teachers,
Word.
friends.
you don't really
Even
hang on.
teachers, yeah.
Yeah.
I lucked out because I work for the public. Because like I said, I still work for my high school, so I still see people
Yeah.
regularly. I don't see everyone because I'm not in during the school day, but I still see people. So it's kind of weird, but because it's those little things you don't think of. Your last day of classes. Come on.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying goodbye to each other. Things like that, especially in high school.
I get to jam on the drums for the last time.
Yeah, you get to do it. There's a lot of
That was the
lasts.
last I could have annoyed Wojcik, I just realized.
Yeah.
That was
That was I played the intro of a website we should not specify.
Website that cannot be said.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of laughs that you don't get with the class of 2020, but you know what? We took the best of it. It's just you take the best of it, and
Oh, you know the one thing I missed? Remember when we did caroling? at Wojciech's class.
Yes, I remember.
That was funny. I was playing
I
guitar,
love that.
and I was playing the wrong chords. It was great.
And she was just enjoying it. She's like, "This is so great. Like, this is like professional." I'm like, "It's not."
It is not.
This is just
I learned the song in less than 2 minutes with the first guitar chord website I can find, and then there was like 2 people recording. It was great. You know, I still have that on my phone actually.
You have a Cadillac?
Yeah.
Oh, we've had some fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some fun times that the class of 2020 missed out on. Like, did you guys have a prom or anything?
Kind of.
Kind of. It was. You want me to take that part of
Sure,
it?
go ahead.
Yeah.
You know more better than I do.
So we didn't have a prom. We had like a group, 2 students. I won't name them for obvious reasons.
Privacy reasons.
But these 2 students tried to plan a like prom while during the COVID thing was happening, promising that there would be social distancing one way or another. And it was beginning of pandemic, so social distancing was much more emphasized than I believe it is now. And I was very confused at the time as how social distancing would work, especially at a prom, because I don't remember where they were trying to do it. I think architects, weren't they?
I don't know, but anyway, it was gonna be enclosed.
It was a pretty small area that they wanted to do in, and they were starting to charge tickets for it and stuff like that. And not recently, it was a while, like a month or 2 ago, somebody posted saying like, "Oh, I wish I could go back to prom," and apparently they like took a photo of all the kids who actually bought prom tickets. I think I only saw like, how many did I say? I think I saw like not that much. It was like, it was less of a prom and more of like a party, like 10, 15 people to a prom.
Our school did nothing. Basically, nothing. They canceled it and called it a day.
How'd your graduation go?
All right, so that's a fun story. I'm gonna open that story. So, our graduation was kind of weird because it was basically 3 different events. First event they did was a car parade and they did it virtually for the main one they did virtually, so it was an all virtual graduation. But they did a car parade, so we did do a car parade through the town and up to the high school. So that was fun on the graduation day, where we got to all just drive around with police escorts and wave to people, and the streets were lined with crowds. So that was fun. And then we watched the virtual graduation. I was like, all right, that's cool. That's graduation. I like that. Yeah. And then what happened next was and then they also came to our houses with our diplomas and presented our diplomas at our houses too. So they all drove around and gave our diplomas and things like that. And we took pictures and all that fun stuff, and I like that. And they also made signs for all the graduates too, which was also pretty cool. And then some people wanted to do an actual graduation. The school decided to do this graduation in August. Out of a class of 450 something kids, only 32 went to the full in-person graduation.
Is everyone else in vacation or something?
A lot of people. No, at that point, people were just done.
Yeah.
They were like, high school's over. If they did it at the end of June or even early July, they would have gotten a lot more people to join in. But
I'd say by August, a lot of people were probably moving out for college.
Are getting ready for college and don't want to hear about high school. High school's done.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with it. And here's the thing. You want to hear the craziest part? I was working at the high school at that time. So I decided, rather than be in the graduation, I actually ended up working the live stream for the graduation.
At least you're getting paid.
And I got paid for that. So I'm like, because I even talked to my brother and everyone. I'm like, my brother's like, I'm done with it. I'm not dealing with it. That's stupid. Why would we do a graduation in August? And I'm like, we already graduated. They already gave us our diplomas. What the heck's the point? And I'm like, agreed. So
I went to the graduation because my mom wanted pictures. I'm like, okay. And it's a reason to buy a suit because I don't have a suit. So I'm like, okay, win-win. I get a suit. And then my mom gets a picture. It's whatever.
No, I didn't go to my graduation.
Yeah, that's
remember?
Right.
Yeah, I decided to go to work that day. I was working at.
You didn't miss much.
I was gonna say no. I think all I had to go back then was for. What you guys got like little.
Oh wait, we got $10 Wawa gift cards and a $50 off Verizon. The Verizon stuff's overpriced though, so that's.
You can only go to a specific Verizon place too, I think.
Not just select, but I went to the one in Washington. And I bought a pair of earbuds and a charger. The charger was like $30.
Yeah, a lot of stuff
earbuds were like
$50.
I'm like, so that's why it's 50% off because they're way overpriced.
Yeah.
The earbuds weren't even that good.
Yeah.
As a person who loves bass in earbuds, that was not good.
Skull Candy headphones. My dad has a pair. You can adjust the bass.
Ooh,
beautiful.
The Beats. You can get like a pair of Beats
Not
earbuds
Beats.
for like.
Oh.
You can get like a pair of Beats earbuds for like $15 on eBay, and they're decent. They're really good. Vibrates in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, oof.
I'm an AirPods guy. I enjoy the AirPods a little bit.
Honestly, once the AirPods get more cheaper, I think I'm gonna get one because
Get the first gen.
yeah,
They're pretty cheap.
because I like the shape of the Apple earbud because it doesn't fall on the ear
Yeah.
rather than the
Oh,
cushion.
I
We're
don't have mine. They're upstairs.
yeah, because I have like really bad shaped ears, so it just slips out.
Gotcha.
It's like my ear is rejecting the earbud.
Yeah.
It's like earbud. No, no,
don't think
get
we
out of here.
we don't do that.
Exactly, we don't do that here.
All right. This has been fun.
Yeah,
We've been
Mark. Yeah.
we've been enjoying the outdoors, having a fun chat.
I don't see any clouds actually.
There isn't a cloud in sight.
There's the moon though.
You're
There's the
gonna.
moon.
There's the moon. Yep.
Yeah, no cloud.
No clouds.
Oh wait, nope. There's one
Oh,
over
you
there.
jinxed it, and that's gonna
I
bring.
don't
And you know what?
yeah.
And you know what? What's gonna happen now? That's gonna bring a storm, and it's gonna storm tonight and be like 30 degrees.
I mean, it did hail
It'd be
the other
like
day.
It
Over
It did hail the other day.
Yeah, well, you jinx things.
I
If you
jinxed it.
jinx it, it's gonna come. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you do the.
All right. Got my handy dandy cheat sheet here. All right. You can find this podcast on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Casts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, Audible, Overcast, and wherever you can find your podcasts. And we also have a bunch of socials for you to follow us on. We got Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and did I say Instagram?
You did not say.
I did not say Instagram, so
What
be
are
sure
the
to
names
the names, the Double J Talk Show
for
for
Facebook and
Facebook,
YouTube.
Instagram. I'm still
Instagram
new at this.
Instagram is at,
The Double J Talk Show
and Twitter is
at the Double J Talk
at
Double J Talk Show.
Double J Talk Show.
There's no the.
No the on Twitter. Nope. It wouldn't let me put the because
Oh.
it's too long.
Too long. Just 3 letters. It's too long. Anyway, be sure to check us out on those platforms because we have awesome content to bring out.
Yep, and sub to us on YouTube.
And we have more guests coming in on this podcast, so
We got
be sure to tune in.
spring's coming. We're gonna be able to do more outside episodes. We got some more stuff, and we might even be throwing out some bonus content too.
Bonus.
And sponsorships. If you're interested in sponsoring, email us at doublejpodcast@outlook.com. We're welcome for sponsors, and I'm looking at the laptop and not the camera.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing.
If you're tired of hearing the Anchor sponsor that I put in the beginning of this podcast episode, sponsor us. We'll give you that 30 seconds instead of the Anchor.
Yeah, and you get it on YouTube too. The Anchor stuff's not on YouTube. You'd get it YouTube, and you'd probably get your name, and you'd get your name and maybe even a short commercial right before.
Exactly.
So, reach out.
All right. So, anything else to say before we go?
None.
All right. Well, see you guys in the next episode.
Peace out.